Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that can. A quote by Margaret Mead. First, I will discuss why we need to preserve the environment, how we can do so, and what we can gain from it. I hope that by the end of this speech, I can persuade you on why environmental preservation should be a top priority. Now let's go ahead and discuss why we should make changes to preserve the environment. We live on this planet and we are not properly taking care of it. And the consequence of that can change our lives completely. Some of the most beautiful sights in the world are being destroyed. And though that might not seem like much, it has way more consequences than you would think. The Great Barrier Reef, for example, one of the most beautiful sights in the world, has much more value than its beauty. According to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, it provides a home for an estimated 25% of all sea life, even though it only takes about 1% of the seafloor. And in an interview with Terry Hughes, director of the Arc Center of Excellence for Coral Reef Studies at James Cook University, for the first time ever, all regions in the coral reef, north, south, and center, are suffering from severe coral bleaching, caused by an increase in water temperatures. And this is the third mass bleaching in 5 years, something that wasn't estimated to happen until at least 2050, setting us up to lose an estimated 25% of all of our sea life. Even the most biodiverse place in the world, the Amazon, is being destroyed for farmland. And in an article by Umair Ifrain, environmental journalist for Vox, almost 20% of the entire Amazon has been destroyed. And scientists fear that once it reaches 25%, it will be beyond recovery. This is devastating because the Amazon is one of the biggest CO2 sinks in the entire world. And now instead of reducing the amount of carbon dioxide in the environment, it is increasing it. And if we don't preserve the environment, it will affect everyone as well. In an article by Jung Yoon and Yu Chang Jun, scientists in the Department of Environment and Energy in Sejong University in 2016, in the past 100 years, the average temperature has increased from about 0.74 degrees Celsius. However, if carbon dioxide emissions continue as they are, it is estimated that it will increase 6.4 degrees Celsius by the end of the 21st century, having disastrous consequences. Now, the Amazon absorbs about 2.2 billion tons of carbon dioxide a year. Without it, all of that carbon dioxide will remain in the environment, increasing the average temperature of the world. According to the Union of Concerned Scientists, a group of renowned scientists trying to raise awareness for global warming, this will cause the ice caps to melt, huge wildfires, extreme storms, and severe drought, changing the entire way of life as we know it and ruining the world. But don't worry, there's a way to stop this. Leading me to the next point. Though we cannot stop the past or change the past, we can change it now and stop the worst from happening. We can do that by using your right to vote as a citizen. The current U.S. House Committee on Science, Space, and Technology seems to have absolutely no knowledge of science and how global warming even works. In a congressional hearing for the 2015 fiscal year for environmental preservation, one of the representatives, Steve Stockman, stated, "If your ice cube melts in your cup, it doesn't overflow," as an argument against the ice caps melting and increasing water levels. It doesn't overflow because it's already in the cup. But these are the people that we elect. These are the people that we choose as representatives. And it is our responsibility as informed citizens to remove them from office and replace them with competent people. And through passing laws and restrictions against big gas companies, we can stop these beautiful and environmentally necessary habitats from being destroyed. We must protest against big gas companies that bribe politicians into allowing them to do whatever it is that they want. According to an article on The Guardian written by Suzanne Goldenberg, an environmental correspondent in 2016, big gas and oil companies have put over $100 million into political campaigns in 2016. $1 in $3 was donated to Republicans. From $1 in $3 donated to Republicans was from gas companies. They pay so much money to influence people and influence our votes when they should be on our side. We have to protest against big gas companies and demand that they and the government should take responsibility for their actions. And that is the only way that things are going to change. Yes, we have laws against plastic straws and to reduce waste, but that's not enough. In an article published by Rob Jordan, he states that only about 1% of the trash in the ocean is made up by plastic straws. It is the responsibility of big gas companies to stop destroying this world. And once we start doing that, once we start protesting against them, things can start looking more positive. Leading me to my next point. If we push for reform, we can finally be free to enjoy the world as it is meant to be. The weather would go back to normal. Without a huge intake of carbon dioxide, and without the big gas companies destroying these environments, we can be free to enjoy the earth as it's meant to be. Imagine actually having all the seasons. Imagine not having to worry about all year summer, or even if it's going to rain this year. Imagine not having to worry about what you're going to leave your kids, your grandchildren, what world are we going to leave them. That's not a worry anymore. Because it's not going to be destroyed because we can protect it. Imagine beautiful mountain ranges. Imagine beautiful oceans, just clear, with water so clear you can see right through it. Imagine all of that gone. Imagine the rainforest burned to crisp. That is what is ahead of us if we do not stop. To finish up, the preservation of the environment is necessary for the survival of humanity. And if we do not preserve even small environments, it can have devastating effects. If we continue as we are, we will destroy not only ourselves, but the world. Donate to associations that fight this. Protest against big gas companies, and we can enjoy the world as it's meant to be. I have discussed why we should preserve the environment, how we can do so, and what we will gain from it. I call you all to text RESIST to 50409 today and email your governor, your representative, any politician you can think of. It takes only 2 minutes. And though one person cannot do much, together we can all do anything. Thank you.